Hello everybody! Welcome to Loch Briar Knits. This is episode 139. I think it is October 30th, 2023. And I'm finally getting to doing an episode. I feel like every time I had it planned, something came up and it was just, I wasn't feeling good. Then I had my COVID booster, which I couldn't move my arm, and I had a headache. It was one thing after another. And then today, I have the day off. We were supposed to be at the cottage, but then something came up at work with my husband, so he couldn't take the day off. So here I am, a vacation day. So what happened was when I started the setup and realized I couldn't set it up downstairs in my knitting room because I forgot to, I have the yarn kind of just doing the last bit of drying for the Christmas colorway. So I didn't really have room. So I thought, okay, I'll bring the stuff up and I'll do it in my office. But then there was like a light burned out. So then I had to go in search of a light bulb, of which we had none that fit in that thing. So I had to go steal it from somewhere else. It was just like one thing after another. And I was like, maybe this wasn't meant to be. But I was like, no, I'm doing it. So I'm Kelly, by the way, for any new viewers. To all your returning viewers, thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you can be notified when I put up new episodes. And we're going to do a bit of a quick rehash of what I've got going on. First off, I can't remember if I've actually showed you the finished object of my second classic sweater by Spastrico. This was knit out of Illimani Echo Llama and the Good Vibrations Spring Frost for the mohair. So this is, and I actually can't really move back very far, so let's see. I didn't make it, I don't think I made it as long as the pattern called for. So, and I did do the split hem. One thing I really like about split hems is I always know which is the front and which is the back. I don't think I really did any modifications that I can remember other than just maybe making it a little shorter than the other one, but not by a whole lot. Anyway, I got like rogue hairs in my face. So that's what I'm wearing. The other thing we're going to do after we go through just the quick what's on the go, what needs to be cleaned up, etc. I have some languishing whips that are really starting to irritate me at this point because I should have had them done long before now. And it's just like a bind off. I have two things that just need to be bound off. Now, for one of them, I have to do the tubular bind off, and I can't remember how to do that, so I have to watch a tutorial. And the other one is a picot bind off, which I think I remember how to do, and the instructions are pretty clear. And once I get going, I'll be fine, but I got to do it. Anyway. Some Christmas knits on the go and my current sweater whip. So we'll get to that in a second. The other thing we're going to do is do the Make 9 2023 review and see where I'm at, considering it's like going to be November in a couple of days. And there have been, I will say, a fair amount things that I had on the list, then I thought, you know what, I don't know if I actually want to do that anymore. So there's going to be some changes. This year's Make 9 was really well thought out at the first of the year, but that was before I knew what kind of a year it was going to be. And then this, like 2023, just went off the rails for me. So it was an ambitious Make 9. But we'll get to that. Anyway, first off, I did show the yarn I got in the October vlog. I did do a little yarn shopping. So if you've been here since the first of the year, I had decided to go on a yarn diet. and not buy any new yarns. I think I originally had it for the first 3 months of the year, and then I stretched it out to August. I think I went until August without buying any new yarn. And then I was on vacation and we were going to like the Mariner's Daughter and the Loop. And then there was a new shop over in Halifax I wanted to check out, and I got some stuff there. But considering the amount of yarn I normally buy, I bought significantly less this year, like significantly less, which is good because I have so much yarn. I don't need any more, but there were some new yarns that I really wanted to try out, and one of them is from Lovely Valley Wool. So this is, I got a sweater's quantity of this. This is their merino, 100% merino Rambouillet wool. It's a sport weight. This is the gray color. It's undyed, and it is 350 yards. So I got 4 skeins of this. It is beautiful. I love it. I really cannot wait to start knitting with it, but I don't know what I'm going to knit with it yet. I'm still looking for a sweater pattern that I want to knit. So for Lovely Valley Wool, it says this is an all-American product from the family and friends of Lovely Valley Wool. Together we are on a quest to support local and sustainable agriculture. Sheep are raised on the Dunfarina Ranch in northern Nevada, and the wool is milled by Mountain Meadow in Buffalo, Wyoming. I think in my vlog I may have said it was milled in Nevada as well, but it's milled in Wyoming. Anyway, so I got 4 skeins of that, and I think the skeins were only like $20 US. So for me it was a little more because I had to pay the exchange, but even so, crinkling, that's not a bad price for, like, the wool is beautiful. So then I must have been having a bad week because I went on a bit of a shopping spree. Then I wanted to try out the Plotalopi. So I ordered a couple of plates from Mariner's Daughter, and I'm hoping that doesn't have too much of a shine to it. But this is the ash gray, ash heather. So you can kind of see maybe a little better that way, the color. So I have 2 plates of that, and I thought I'm just going to start with 2 plates because I don't know how itchy it's going to be against my skin, although then I kind of felt it against my skin from the, like, kind of tore the package up a little, and I don't think it's going to bother me at all. Then I got 2 skeins of the Lopi, and I'll probably do, like, I think maybe like a hat out of this. And I wanted to kind of get a sense of, was this going to be too itchy? I don't know if I would, I think I'd be okay with a sweater if I had like just like a t-shirt or whatever underneath, which I usually wear with my sweaters anyway. So those 2 things I got from Mariner's Daughter in Lunenburg, and I just ordered them online. And I talk a little more about them in the October vlog, so I won't go into too much detail now. One thing you may not notice, I have emptied out my Advent yarns from last year to prepare it for the ones that are coming for this year, which I ordered from, completely forgetting because I did it so long ago. It's a Canadian dyer, I'm pretty sure. And then I have my other ones sort of, I put them all out on the thing over there on my trays. I did this, now I'm gonna get this all messed up. So I have those over there, and I had them going like 6 across in 4 rows based on the day that they arrived, or the day they were for. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. And then what I did was, because I'm going to do the habitation throw by Curious Handmade, out of it. And I kind of looked at how the colors stacked up, and then I did move. I shifted a couple of things. What I did was I labeled the tags with the date that it was for, so like day 1. So if I do decide, no, I don't like this, I want to put it in order, which I don't think I will. I'll still have the number on there and remember which one it came in. But I am going to do a habitation throw with that. I was kind of going back and forth on what I wanted, but I do know I want a project where I can use the whole thing up all at once. I'm going to take my glasses off because I got a bit of a glare going on. Now, let's do a quick recap of what's on the needles and what desperately needs to get off the needles. Let's start first off with, does anybody know what this is? I was doing some cleaning up and I found this, and I thought I had a drop spindle. So when I kind of saw this in the container that it was in, I was like, oh, there's my drop spindle. And so I pulled it out and I was like, I can literally picture in my head what the drop spindle I seem to think I have looks like. Cannot find it anywhere. And now I'm starting to think, did I buy this and that's what I'm thinking was the drop spindle? I don't even know what this is. It does have the little like doohickey kind of, I assume you put the yarn through, and then is it like to wind your yarn on? Anybody? Magic wand? I don't know. I don't know what it is. What I'm going to finish today is this. Now, I did muck this up because I wanted to make sure that I did a loose bind off because this is the Friday night shrug. And Friday night shrug, or is this the Saturday? No, this is the Friday night shrug. And I really hated the way I didn't want to do the tubular bind off because I was like looking at the instructions. I'm like, I don't really understand, which is kind of stupid because I know I did the tubular bind off on something else. And I think it was the Saturday night shrug I did the tubular bind off on, and I didn't have a problem with it. So I started doing like a loose bind off. I think it was Susie's loose bind off, which was stupid because I've tried that before and I hate it. I hate how it looks. And it looked really messy on this one as well. Maybe I should have gone down a couple needle sizes. I don't know, but it just looked really sloppy. So I had to cobble back, and I made a little bit of a mess when I did that. Just right here. Like you can kind of tell, but you know what, honestly, you can just see like there's some gray coming through because I think when I was trying to put it back together, I picked up down one row when I shouldn't have. So this is literally all done. I've got like a little bit of the red yarn left. All I have to do literally is the bind off. So I'm going to watch a tutorial. I think Caddy Jacks have the tutorial for the tubular bind off linked in the pattern, if I'm not mistaken. I'm getting that done today. I swear to God, I'm getting that done today. So that needs to get done, and then I will show you the whole finished thing in the next episode. The other thing, I just had a little bit left on my Free Your Fade that I was using the upcycled alpaca from Knit Picks on. And because the upcycled alpaca is more of a sport weight than a fingering weight, I ran out of yarn, which I just hadn't considered. Oh, what are you gonna do? Anyway, so I started off and did the beginning, and that was fine. I had enough for that one. And then I moved into the kind of reddish color, and that's where I ran out. I should have been able, I think, to get up to here-ish with it, and I started running out down here. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to do the blend sooner, and I actually had to fudge the blend. The fade wasn't the same as kind of what you do here. So there's that. You can see this one has more lines, stripes, fades, whatever in it. Then I started with this and I thought I'm getting close now to the, ooh, almost pulled those off, to the end. So I thought I'm gonna have to start doing the fade, or I'm gonna have to start doing a fade in order to have enough left, because I literally only had, that might have been it. There's about that much left. And I was worried I was gonna get partway through the fade and then not have enough left to do the picot bind off. So I thought I'm just gonna do a little bit of a fade with the first color, which I had the most left of, and then bind off with the first color. So I just did like kind of a little quick fade. And now I'm at the point where I just have to do the picot bind off. So that is the other thing that's getting done today. So those are the two things that are going to be getting my attention. I've got all this rogue hair on me, I feel. That's why I keep brushing my face, because I can feel rogue hairs. So the other thing I'll show you, I was making really good progress on my DRK Everyday Sweater, which I'm knitting with Juniper Moon Herriott Fine in the Travertine color. So here we have, and I kind of did more, I think, of the cropped version just because I'm short. So the cropped version I find hits me where I like, just sort of on my hip bone. So I am almost ready. I can't remember if I have any more increases left to do on the sleeve. Oh yeah, no, I still have a little bit to do on the sleeve. I'll probably go one more. Yeah, I'll probably go like about this much more on the sleeve, and then I'll do the cuff, and that should be fine. Then I have the other sleeve to do. So I was going really good on this, and then I realized that Christmas was coming and I have projects that I'm doing for my brother-in-law, and they're taking a little longer than I had hoped. I kind of had to set this aside, but I really want to finish it because it's end of October now and it's sweater weather. So these are the two. This is the mohair. This is SugarBush. SugarBush, and it's the Stormy Sky. So that's SugarBush Drizzle, and then that's the Juniper Moon Herriott Fine in the Travertine colorway. So that's the two yarns I'm using. I am probably going to have one. This may be enough to do the second sleeve as well. So I'll still have a fair bit left. I think when I originally was buying sweaters quantity yarn in fingering weight, I was getting 4 skeins, which gives you like, what, 1,400, usually 400 meters or 400 yards. So yeah, that gives me like 1,600, and I usually only need about 1,100 to make a sweater. So in fingering weight, usually 1,100 yards is the max of what I need. I have a lot of sweaters quantity yarn that I bought like earlier on when I was still buying, thinking I needed 4. I don't know why I thought I needed 4. I think maybe I just wasn't paying attention to how much I was using when I was knitting. Although the fact that I always had stuff left over should have been an indication. But so then we get into the Christmas knitting. Now, here is the thing. I'm just doing kind of an impromptu lap/TV blanket for my brother-in-law. This is all I have done so far. So there's 200 stitches on here, and I'm using Fisherman's wool, and I'm using the put my glasses away and then kneading them. This is the birch tweed, and then the brown is the nature's brown. So this is what I have left of the first skeins. I'll be able to get one more, definitely one more row out of this. And this for some reason is only 318 meters, and the brown comes in 425, which I didn't realize at the time. So I do have one more skein of each, but I don't know, like if I get 4, so that will bring me up to like, I don't know. There we go. That'll kind of bring me up to here. So I can double that, but that's not going to be long enough. And this is taking forever to do. And I'm really questioning my sanity on thinking, I was like, no, I can get this done on time. And it is only October, so I should be able to get this done on time. But I do think I have some more of the brown and the birch downstairs from like that I bought previously. So obviously it won't be in the same dye lot, but I don't know if that's really going to matter too much. But I'm not 100% sure that the brown is the same shade of brown. So what I might do is for the next shade of brown, throw in whatever color of brown I have downstairs, and then maybe just sort of do a couple rows of that with the white and then move to the dark brown for the end bit. But then I'm like, am I going to have enough of the white? I think I will. Maybe. So anyway, that is, and it's just like straight up garter stitch. So it's a really good mindless knit, but at the same time, because there's 200 stitches on it, and it's just like kind of like a brown, and then just the birch is kind of nice. It's boring. So I've been I started watching Downton Abbey from the beginning because I couldn't remember where I left off in the series. So I thought I'll just start at the beginning and rewatch it. So I'm watching that while I've been doing it, but it's kind of boring and it's a little hard on the hands. So the other thing I'm making for my brother-in-law is I'm making a pair of the Fire Pit mitts, which is a pattern that Taylor from Wool Needles Hands did up. So I have some leftover yarn, and this is in the, oh my god, I'm totally blanking. I have so much of it. Oh wait, I know, hang over here. Cascade 220. And this, I think, was in the, oh my god, what was it called? I used it in my Saturday Shrug. I forget, but both of these colors were left over from the Saturday Shrug. This was like, I don't know, autumn gold or something like that. Anyways, it was a golden, kind of like a birchy brown. So I'm going to make these because he has a camp in Cape Breton, and I thought these would be kind of good for him to wear, like if he's getting, you know, outside stacking wood or something like that. He'll still have a good grip, but he'll still have like his fingers available, or if he's driving or whatever. So I'm doing those up. I think I'm almost to the part where I'm going to do the thumb, and these I think will be a pretty quick knit. I just have to find the time to do it. So those I think are the only two Christmas knits that I'm doing. I had some other plans for doing Christmas knits, and then I'm like, you know what? I am just not gonna have the time. I'm not gonna have the time. So the other thing that's on the needles is I am almost ready to do the toe. This is the first sock, and this is from my Nerds with Needles skein yarn that I bought at the festival in Muscatobit Harbor last year. I don't have the colorway name because I didn't have a band on the ball. I'm pretty much, I think I have maybe like this much more to go before I have to kind of start shaping for the toe. Maybe not even that much. And then I didn't do too long a leg on this one. I don't know why. think I was just like, I gotta get something off the needles. So, but it's very silky feeling. So I think this may be a superwash merino and silk rather than nylon, because it's just like really soft. So that is pretty much all we have on the go. So let's take a little review of the Make 9. So one thing was all of the items in the Make 9 for 2023 had to be knit from stash. Let's see if I've done any of these. Oh, I have. I should mark them off. Okay, anyway. So the first one was the Super Simple Summer Sweater by Joji Locatelli, and I was knitting that with my Illimani Baby Llama in kind of the gray and the black striping, which I did complete. The classic sweater from Espastra Co., which I finished, and this was with Illimani Eco Llama and the Good Vibrations Mohair. I had two from Jessica, no, just two? Okay, two from Jessica McDonald, the Cinder Sweater and the Red Cedar Sweater. And I was going to use my knit picks for those. Those were both, I believe, Colorworks yokes on them. I have not done either one of those yet. And I really, now she has another one out that I really want to do as well. So, the Felix Sweater by Amy Christophers. I was planning on doing that with the Cascade 220 in the Sparrow colorway, which I absolutely love. But then I was like, do I really want to, is it the Felix Sweater that I want to use that for? And I was kind of going back and forth. So I just set that one aside. The Comfort Sweater by Darling Jador, I was going to use Knit Picks, Wool of the Andes in the worsted weight in the Shire Heatherway, which is a beautiful green color. But I kind of felt like the Comfort Sweater looked a lot like the Classic Sweater, which by Espastra Co., which I already have two of. So I kind of thought, you know what, I don't know if I want to knit that one again, so I'm going to have to rethink that. The DRK Everyday Sweater is the gray one, the one that I'm almost done. So I am almost done that. Number 8 was the Ranunculus by Midori Hirose, which I was going to use one of my Knit Picks fingering weight yarns for. Which was it the stroll tree tweet I was going to do? But I'm debating whether I want to do a ranunculus or not. There's the ones on here that I definitely wanted to knit, which was the Super Simple Summer Sweater, which I think I already had on the go, so I had to finish that off. The Classic Sweater I finished. The DRK Everyday Sweater is almost complete. The Colorworks Sweaters by Jessica McDonald I did not get done yet, and I really do want to do those. So those are probably going to be next. And there's also another one that she came out with that I have the yarn for as well, that I think is going to end up, and there's no way I'm going to get these done before the end of the year. So those may get jumped ahead to next year. The other thing I wanted to do was to use up at least one set of the mini skein Advent yarns. And I did do that. And I think that's what I knit my mom's, is that what I used my mom's habitation throw? I think that's what I used up in hers. And that was the mini, no, wait now. What did I use the mini skeins for from Sweet Sparrow Yarns? What did I use that? I used them up. And what did I use them in? Did I use them in my mom's? Because for the habitation throw, I like to make it bigger than what the pattern calls for. So I think I ended up, oh my God. I know I used them up and I'm thinking, is that what I used them for? That's awful. That's awful. I'm pretty sure that's what I used them for. I'm trying to think what else I would have. No. It was the Advent scarf that I used those in. I used leftovers, like, because you can't actually see, there's a big basket of leftover yarn up there. That's what I used for my mom's Advent or my mom's habitation throw. The Advent scarf was what I used my Advent yarns from Sweet Sparrow Yarns from not last year, but the year before. So, and then I know now what I'm going to do my 2022 Advents on, and that's going to be another habitation blanket. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 9. That's kind of a bad showing. I mean, I think I did other things. No, you know what? I don't think I did do other things. I mean, I did some socks, and I did the Saturday and the Friday shrug. But I really, and then I did do the habitation throw, which I hadn't actually been planning on. So I didn't do that great on the Make 9 this year. I'm not even at a halfway point. Now, the year's not over yet. Things can happen. I'm trying to think, what could I do? The Felix sweater would be the obvious choice because it's knit in Cascade 2020, which is sort of a heavy worsted, I would say. So that would knit up pretty quickly. But I'm just not, and I love the color of the sparrow yarn. It's beautiful. But I just don't know, if that's what I want to knit for, like, with that yarn. I'm kind of on the fence. And then I did come across a new, not a new to me designer. She's from the Amount of Pattern. She's been at this for a while, but I'll put her name down below because I'm totally blanking on it now. But she's got some beautiful sweaters, and I really, really want to use up some of my existing yarn on that. And maybe I'll kind of talk about her in the next episode and show you what patterns I'm looking at that I really want to knit and what I want to use for it. So, yeah, so the Make 9 didn't go quite as planned. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. It wasn't, I don't feel like it was a great knitting year as far as output. I do feel like I got some big projects done, like the habitation throw and then the Advent, oh my God, what's it called? Scarf, I guess it would be more. I got 2 of the shrugs done. I think one is going to be a Christmas gift for my sister. I think it's going to be the one I have to do the bind off on now. So yeah, so I do have stuff that got done. I just not as much as I wanted to get done this year. I just feel like I was a little all over the place. So my goal from now to the end of the year is to get the Christmas gifts done, obviously. Finish off my DRK sweater before the end of the year. Finish off my socks before the end of the year. Get the languishing bind-offs done today. And yeah, that's what's on tap for me. So I got some stuff to do. I've got some editing of the podcast to do. And then we will circle back and see how I do. Also, I think my advent calendar yarn for this year is supposed to arrive, I think, the first half of November. I have to check on that. But, so, we'll get this filled up and ready for next year. Nope, December. Anyway, all right. This day off is going to turn into a busy one. So, I'm going to let you guys go. And I hope you are all getting your Christmas knits done for those of you who are doing them. For those of you who are not, that might be some smart thinking. I gotta maybe do that next year. Next year, maybe I'll just say no Christmas knits. I said that last year though, and it didn't actually come to fruition. Although I do have less on the needles this year, I think, than last year. But I got that stupid big project that I gotta get finished. Anyway, I will let you guys go. I got some work to do, and I will check back in with you soon. Happy knitting. Bye.